Oh, what's up, guys? A Gun here. I hope you're ready for the August 21st slate of NBA. You know that slate. It's been the same slate every other day. This is the Raptors and Nets, Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets, Philadelphia 76ers, Boston Celtics, and the Mavs and the Clippers. It's kind of crazy that one slate we're getting stars, right? LeBron, Giannis, Harden, Lillard, Anthony Davis, and then the other slate is basically just like Luka and everyone else. Today on FanDuel, the pricing is very awkward. Very awkward. While there's no studs on the slate, there's really not any 6K anything. Like the 6K range on FanDuel doesn't exist today. If you look at the point guard position, Lowry, Jamal Murray, all over 7K. Then it goes all the way from 7.2 to 5.8, and then 4.6. There's a steep drop, and there's like no mid range. Shooting guard, not unlike the point guard position, 7,900 to 5,600. No 6K range. Small forward, 7K to 5,700. No 6K range. So this happens through and through each position where I think this is going to create some a lot of similar lineups, unfortunately, right? You lose that whole area, and then also create a different mindset where we're accepting maybe a little less fantasy production in terms of points per dollar than maybe we normally would, just because of how shallow the pool is. It's gonna make for some unique picks here, and you guys know my usual approach here is to try and get creative and give you guys some stocking stuffers that end up being some of my highest owned plays. I'm gonna let you know center is not gonna be that way, and shooting guard is probably not gonna be that way. But we're gonna jump into it. We're gonna talk about it. This slate gets a little bit different. There are two moving variables this slate that we didn't have the last couple of games for this slate, the last two slates, and I'll talk about that. Before I get into that, if you guys want to hang out with me throughout the day in the RunDFS.com VIP Discord, we're in it right now. Live sweating basketball, already chopping up baseball. Would love to have you every day before lock. We have two pre-lock voice chats, the pre-lock NBA voice chat, talking picks and plays, absorbing news, digesting usage rates, fluctuations. And then for baseball, same thing. Baseball a little bit simpler, right? We already have most of the lineups. Basically, we're just talking weather, making some lineups, and talking leverage. It's a real fraternal, fun chat every day. So if you guys want access to that, you can do so with a VIP subscription at RunDFS.com, but you also unlock access to the RunDFS.com VIP spreadsheets, the NBA spreadsheets. I also post my player pool for both NBA on both sites, FanDuel and DraftKings, and on MLB. And then, of course, NFL is right around the corner. So if you're looking to join a community, I definitely invite you guys to come join this one. Go to RunDFS.com, make yourself an account, click VIP passes, find the option right for you. Week pass, $25, less than $5 a day. Whole lots of coverage. Would love to have you. Grab a mic, join the conversation, or just listen in and text in the text channel. Let's open up a FanDuel contest entry page, and let's start talking. You guys know the drill. I want to give you one guy at each position that I'll likely have the highest percentage of in my multi-entry. Point guard position, let's get it cranked up. There's no 6K range, but there is a Mike Conley 5.8K. He has been out for the birth of his child. He left the bubble, did not play in Game 1 or Game 2 against the Denver Nuggets at 5.8K. He's a guy that we could probably chase his minutes and his production from before the postseason started. The last couple games in the bubble here, if you look at July 30th, 33 minutes, 29, 34, 34. I think 34 minutes right there in that sweet spot. And he's been ultimately a strong chance at giving you a point per minute production. He's a veteran presence for this Utah Jazz team that's in it. They're scrapping with the Denver Nuggets. And I think there's a strong range of outcomes where 30 fantasy points is likely, and then it being the postseason, maybe throwing the baby game narrative. Maybe Mike Conley surprises some people. He's not officially cleared yet as of this video, but he's expected to be cleared through quarantine protocols by the start of this game. So if something changed here, we call it by ear. Then him coming in might create a few less minutes for Jordan Clarkson. It might really diminish the need for Emmanuel Mudiay. Might tone down Juwan Morgan's minutes, but overall, it's a lot of those people, other than Jordan Clarkson, I probably wasn't going to play anyway. But Mike Conley, 5.8 on FanDuel. Give me 30 fantasy points. Let's ride. Shooting guard, Fred VanVleet. So this one's going to be twofold. This is a guy that I think plays too many minutes to ignore. And at 7.9K on FanDuel, I think the floor to ceiling ratio is still far too high on both perspectives to be 7.9K. I just think if I could pay for almost every minute of the game from a young gun like VanVleet, in a matchup that I think gets a little even more lopsided here against the Nets, we've seen him kind of run the second unit, the scrub squad, in blowouts. So I love Fran VanVleet. I think game script is not something that would impact him overly if this game did blow out, which I think it could. And another catalyst for this game potentially be a blowout is the fact that Joe Harris left the bubble. He's no longer with the Nets. Probably their second best scoring option, their best three-point shooter. So they won't have that as an option. So it's going to be that much bigger of a hill and mountain to climb for the Nets. So VanVleet should scoop up all the minutes his heart can desire. You're seeing double-doubles in 2 straight games, 10-plus assists. We know he can be a little bit scrappy, get a couple peripherals, block steals. Love VanVleet, 7.9K, likely set to be my highest owned shooting guard on the slate. Another stacked day for the position. I think Donovan Mitchell is going to be getting a downgrade with Mike Conley back. Maybe some of that usage and responsibility goes down a little bit. I think that's really going to be a punch in the gut for Joe Ingles' floor upside ratio. Paul George is looking for that bounce back spot, but we really haven't seen that ceiling from him with Kawhi, with Lou, with all those cats together. Karis LeVert, it's going to be all or nothing for Karis LeVert today. It's his team. He's going to put it on his back. His usage is going to be all-time high. We'll see what kind of fight he puts up. And then Luka Doncic is Luka, but like I said, you guys don't need to click these videos for me to tell you, hey, Luka Doncic is in play, right? VanVleet's my likely highest owned shooting guard today as a core play. And then at small forward, I just mentioned Joe Harris is going to be out, right? So 2 guys I think that I'm looking at immediately to benefit in the absence of Joe Harris in terms of minutes and shot volume is Timothy Luwawu and Garrett Temple. I just said, maybe Joe Ingles is not the most warm and fuzzy play now with Mike Conley back. I really didn't want to just sell out and give you a Kawhi, Siakam, Tobias, Jaylen Brown. I already gave you VanVleet, and I feel kind of, bad about that because it doesn't seem like it's that secret of a play. But Garrett Temple's right down there, 4.9K. Could I get a window of 25, 35 fantasy points? I think so. 35, 34, 36 minutes the last 3 games. All these games essentially were playoff rehearsals, 36 minutes in that play-in game for the Blazers. Big minutes are here for him, 4,900. This is a great example of a guy that I might have to overpay for 25 fantasy points because there's just no 6K range all the way around. So I think Garrett Temple kind of fits that bill for me. Like I said, I'm also interested in Timothy Luwawu in the absence of Joe Harris. But Temple's kind of a veteran guy. Anytime you get these veteran guys who, future's kind of uncertain, and these games which could be the final games of their career with the team that they're in, these games turn into auditions, so Garrett Temple might have a little bit extra spunk on him to put up some decent numbers here. Let's move over to the power forward position. This is the toughest one, right? Jason Tatum is clearly going to be my favorite power forward play, easily. It's not even close, but it's so cheap for me to tell you play Jason Tatum. So play Jason Tatum, but let's get back to maybe a more mid-tier, lower price guy with a solid risk-reward floor ceiling. I'm going to go back to Serge Ibaka. 5.6K for him. In the first game against Brooklyn, he dropped 36.9. It looks like we're only going to get 25 minutes from him no matter what. That's 3 games straight at 25 minutes. Marc Gasol just has looked super washed. I'm not expecting the world out of Ibaka. 37 fantasy points is something that I understand is a range of outcome. I do think this game has the potential to blow out. I don't think the Raptors call off the dogs too early, not until maybe game 4, and then maybe you can get extremely cute in tournaments with like a Chris Boucher or Rondae Hollis-Jefferson or something like that. But I'm fine with going back to Serge Ibaka. The Brooklyn Nets has been the best matchup for opposing centers by any team in the bubble. So I count this a little bit as variance here. He missed 20 by a couple peripherals. I think double-digit points and a couple block steals and rebounds are more than reasonable to project for him here. 5,600. I'm looking for a window of 25-35. Hoping for that 30-plus, but I think it's here. So I'm going to go back to Serge Ibaka for now. Other names down here that are at least making me curious. Jeremy Grant, if you watch his minutes, they've been up there. 27, 39 in the first two games. I think 27 is a more realistic outcome if we keep MPJ out of foul trouble and don't go to overtime, stuff like that. So if you think he can point per minute in that regard, go for that. Maxi Kleber has been starting these games here in the postseason at 4K. If you think he can give you a north side of 20 fantasy points, I don't mind going with that. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of warm and fuzzies. Even Marcus Morris has a case. Lots of minutes and production. 30-plus fantasy points from him in the first two games. 30-plus minutes from him. So Marcus Morris probably makes the cut too. But I'm going to lean Ibaka for now. And one last position here. Center so bad. Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, Rudy Gobert, Jared Allen are the only four real plausible options for me. Marc Gasol really just has not got there for me. Boban Marjanovic got there, but it was an extremely low minutes sample size, like 9 minutes. Can I really project 25 for 9 minutes? Yes, Boban, yeah, sure, but that seems like too big of a risk. So I'm going to go back to Joel Embiid. Keep it simple, stupid, right? 10.1K. Can I get 50 to 60 fantasy points? I definitely think I can, so I will. And that's going to do it for the FanDuel Core Plays video. I should have a DraftKings video and a live stream up there, so if you guys want to look out for that, check out this channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.